Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
Everton have moved decisively to secure the signing of Chelsea winger Tyrique George, reaching an agreement in principle that could see one of Cobham's brightest products swap Stamford Bridge for Merseyside. According to David Ornstein, the Toffees have struck a deal with Chelsea that will allow the 19-year-old to join Everton ahead of the second half of the season, marking a significant step in George's young career. George has been widely regarded as one of the standout success stories from Chelsea's famed academy. A dynamic and fearless left winger, he rose rapidly through the ranks at Cobham before earning his senior debut under former Chelsea head coach Enzo Maresca. That moment came in the Conference League playoff defeat to Servette on August 29, 2024, a night that confirmed George's transition from youth prospect to first-team footballer. His breakthrough moment arrived later that season in memorable fashion. George scored his first Premier League goal against Fulham on April 20th, becoming Chelsea's youngest league goalscorer since Callum Hudson-Odoi in 2020. At just 19 years and 75 days old, the winger announced himself as a player of real promise, combining direct running with composure beyond his years. Despite that early momentum, George's role at Chelsea has diminished this season. Competition for attacking places intensified following the arrivals of Jamie Bino-Gittens and Alejandro Garnacho, while reports also suggested George was close to leaving the club during the previous summer window. As a result, opportunities became increasingly limited, even though he continued to contribute when called upon. Across 37 appearances for Chelsea, George managed an impressive 12 goal contributions, a return that highlighted his effectiveness at senior level. Many within the club tipped him for a genuine breakthrough campaign, but with minutes hard to come by, his development risked stalling. That situation alerted several clubs across the Premier League, all monitoring his availability closely. Everton have now emerged as the winners in that race. Ornstein reports that Chelsea have given the green light for George to travel to Merseyside to complete medical checks and finalise the move. While official confirmation is still pending, the agreement is understood to be a 6-month loan deal, with an option to buy the winger permanently in the summer. For Everton, the deal fits a familiar and successful pattern. The club has a long-standing relationship with Chelsea when it comes to loan transfers, having previously signed players such as Kurt Zouma, Armando Broja, and Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku's spell remains the most iconic, as his initial loan move in 2013 eventually became a permanent transfer that saw him score 68 Premier League goals for the Toffees. George could now be the latest name to follow that path. Valued at around £18 million by Transfermarkt, the England under-21 international offers Everton a low-risk solution with high upside. His versatility across the front line, combined with proven end product at Premier League level, makes him an appealing option as the club pushes toward its ambitious targets. The timing of the move also suits Everton's immediate needs. With Jack Grealish sidelined for an extended period through injury, David Moyes has been searching for attacking reinforcements capable of providing depth, competition, and creativity. George's arrival would give Moyes another dynamic outlet in wide areas, while easing the burden on Everton's existing attackers. For Chelsea, the decision reflects the brutal reality of their squad depth. While George remains highly rated internally, the pathway to consistent first-team football has become increasingly congested. A successful spell at Everton could benefit all parties, allowing George to gain regular minutes while preserving Chelsea's long-term interest through a potential buyback or future sell-on value. As George prepares to take the next step in his career, the move represents both opportunity and challenge. Regular Premier League football could unlock the full potential that made him one of Cobham's most exciting graduates. If history is any guide, Everton may once again have found a Chelsea loanee capable of making a lasting impact. Jeremy Jacquet's decision to snub Chelsea in favour of Liverpool has sent shockwaves through the Premier League, especially given that both clubs had placed identical offers on the table. The 20-year-old Rennes defender, regarded as one of the brightest young centre-backs in Europe, has opted for Anfield after Liverpool agreed a £55 million upfront fee plus £5 million in add-ons with the League One side. With personal terms already settled, Jacquet is set to undergo a medical on deadline day, before officially joining Liverpool in the summer once the current campaign concludes. Chelsea had been confident for months that Jacquet would choose Stamford Bridge. At various stages of the negotiations, the Blues were believed to be his preferred destination, with Blueco identifying him as a long-term pillar of their defensive rebuild. However, despite offering the exact same financial package as Liverpool, Chelsea were ultimately rejected. According to Sky Sports, the decisive factor was not money, but opportunity. Jacquet and his representatives became increasingly concerned by Chelsea's growing stockpile of young centre-backs, which raised doubts over his pathway to regular first-team football. Chelsea's recent decisions only strengthened those concerns. The club recalled Mamadou Sarr from his loan spell at Strasbourg, while also making it clear that highly rated teenager Josh Achimpong would not be leaving. On top of that, Levi Colwill and Aaron Anselmino, both under the age of 22, are already viewed as core parts of Chelsea's future. From Jacquet's perspective, the competition at Stamford Bridge appeared overwhelming, with no clear guarantee of immediate minutes in the Premier League. Liverpool, by contrast, offered clarity and a defined role. With Ibrahima Konaté's contract nearing its expiration and Joe Gomez widely expected to leave Merseyside, Jacquet could realistically step into Arne Slot's plans far sooner than anticipated. The French under-21 international reportedly believes he can compete for a starting place almost immediately, rather than being eased in over several seasons. That promise of responsibility proved crucial in shaping his decision. There is also a strong emotional pull behind the move. Jacquet has previously named both Konaté and Virgil van Dijk as his defensive idols, and the opportunity to learn directly from them at Liverpool carried enormous appeal. Even though his arrival will not be made official until the summer, Jacquet is understood to be eager to immerse himself in Liverpool's environment and tactical demands as soon as possible. BBC Sport report that Chelsea have now accepted defeat and will not attempt to match or exceed Liverpool's bid. The Blues are instead expected to redirect their focus to internal solutions and alternative targets, closing the chapter on a transfer saga that once seemed destined to end in West London. The disappointment is compounded by the fact that Liverpool had already missed out on Marc Guéhi earlier in the window, with the England international ultimately joining Manchester City after a deadline day collapse last summer. Guéhi later confirmed just how close he came to becoming a Liverpool player, revealing that his medical had effectively been completed before the deal fell apart. His eventual move to City earlier this month underlined Liverpool's determination to reinforce their defence, a mission that now appears fulfilled with Jacquet's capture. For Jacquet, the move represents a calculated career choice rather than a gamble. At just 20 years old, he is prioritising development, stability and visibility at the highest level. While Chelsea continue to invest heavily in elite youth talent, Liverpool's clearer succession planning and immediate defensive needs prove decisive. As the summer approaches, all eyes will be on whether Jacquet's bold decision pays off.